Today is Friday, Parashat Nitzavim. It's the eve of the final Shabbat of the year 5776. And should make it a special Shabbat with being careful with the laws of Shabbat, in terms of observance of the laws, and giving the kavod to Shabbat, and making it a special Shabbat just before we begin the next year of 5777. One of the customs that we have in our communities is on the day before Rosh Hashanah, which would be Sunday, we do Hatarat Nedarim. What is Hatarat Nedarim? It's the annulment of vows. A person throughout the year may have made some commitments that he did not keep. He may have made a pledge that he did not fulfill. He may have said some decisions in a way of a neder. And we're coming here before the high holidays. We're going to be saying prayers to Hashem. We want to make sure that if there are any vows that we were not able to fulfill, that we do an annulment of vows as is permitted in halakha. The pasuk says, Lo yachel devaro. A person cannot make his word profane. In other words, once he's made a neder, that neder has somewhat of a holiness. He has to fulfill what he said he was going to do. And he himself cannot on his own cancel his own vow, his own pledge, his own commitment. But other people can do it for him by either having a hacham, a sage, a learned man who's familiar with the subject of nedarim, to find him a petach, to find him an opening to cancel the vow, or to do it in front of three people, which would act like as a sort of a rabbinic court. It's three Jewish people sitting down, hearing the text that the person says that he's asking them to annul his vows, and then the three people will tell him, Machulach, Sharulach, Mutalach, it's permitted to you, it's cancelled, it's void, and by annulling the vows, it makes it as if the vow never existed, or if that commitment never existed. That's an incredible power that Hashem has given on both aspects. Number one, when a person makes a vow, he brings something new into reality that he has to fulfill. And on the other hand, Hashem gave the power to these three people to annul something that was brought into reality by the person making the vow. Hashem gave these three people that are annulling the vow the power to annul the vow as if it never existed. Very, very important to do Hatarat Nedarim, because the risks, chas v'shalom, to a person who makes nedarim and doesn't fulfill them, it's a great risk to the person, to his close relatives. The Gemara speaks with examples about what could happen to the person's immediate family when a person doesn't keep his vow. So, very important, if you're able to come on Sunday morning, right following Shachrit, we're going to be doing Hatarat Nedarim in the synagogue. By the way, the same concept exists when we do Kal Nidre just before we start the prayers of Yom Kippur. That's the first thing that we do, is we do this annulment of vows with the prayer known as Kal Nidre. The Musar of today in Chok Israel spoke also about certain aspect of purity of speech. And the Musar speaks at great length the importance of being truthful, even things that are not harmful to anyone. Let's say a person who lies deliberately, even though he has no benefit from the lies and no harm is done to anyone, that's still also very wrong, because that habit will bring him to, in the words of the Musar here, quoting Shlomo HaMelech, to give even false testimony when he will have a negative impact on someone else. And it says how very important it is to always be truthful, to pay attention to what is being said. So when you repeat what somebody told you, if you have to quote someone, that you'll be exact. And it says how such a person, when he speaks, he's appreciated and people would want to hear more from him. But if he's a person who's not truthful, then people don't give as much importance to his words. The Musar also gives a certain exception where a person is allowed to twist a little bit the truth. Let's say the example that is brought in the Gemara, you are at a wedding, and are you allowed to say that the bride is charming and she's lovely even though she is not? And the Gemara says, yeah, that would be permitted Obviously, they're already getting married that night. It's not something that somebody came to ask for your advice. What do you think about this person that I'm considering? It's already the night of the wedding. You are permitted to say she is a charming bride in terms of giving a compliment. That would be permitted. Also, sometimes, mishum darche shalom, if there is a reason for bringing peace between people, you can a little bit twist the truth. We learned this even from Hashem when He told Abraham Avinu, why did Sarah laugh, saying about herself that she was old? When she was announced that she was going to have a child, and actually what Sarah said, she said that she claimed that her husband is too old to have a child. That's what she said, but Hashem twisted it a little bit to say, she did say after she's older herself and her husband, she says, Hashem said, why did she say that she cannot have a child when she's saying that she's older? He didn't mention the fact that she said something that would be negative about Abraham, again, to teach us a lesson. We always have to be truthful, but sometimes a little twist to bring peace between people, to make sure that there is harmony and peace. Those will be the rare occasions when it may be permissible. But in general, a person always has to be frank, saying the truth, be honest, not twist. Even by twisting the truth, there will be no damage to anyone or no harm to anyone done and no benefit to the person. Still, a person should not do that, because we always have to seek to be truthful and honest in everything that we say. This is from the Musar of today, and wish everyone a Shabbat Shalom. Also, if there are any questions about Rosh Hashanah or about any of the subjects that we speak about in these Torah Tube recordings, I'm more than happy, Blira, there to answer your questions. If you send them by email back to the address where you got this video from. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen, Shabbat Shalom, Shana Tova Metuka, Tizku le'sharim rabot, na'imot ve'tovot. You married many, many lives of good health, joy, and prosperity, and an abundance of blessings. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.